What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new One Piece chapter review. We're a bit late, but always great. This chapter released at like 4 a.m. where I am, so I was asleep. Unfortunately, I have had some of it spoiled yesterday thanks to a Twitter thread. Just a random Twitter thread just showed up on my feed that spoiled it, but we're still gonna read through it, see if there's anything that wasn't spoiled, see how it goes, and all that stuff. So we're just going to jump right in. So the chapter is called "The World You Wish For," and we see on the cover story we have Niji and Yongji. The books they were being held in are after being set on fire, and they're able to release their hands from it, so they're getting out. Fire is Ichiji's ability, I think. So I think this pretty much confirms that it's the Germa that we're pulling up and not the Blackbeard pirates. Unless if for some reason the Blackbeard pirates decided to free Niji and Yongji, which I don't think would make much sense. But anyway, so we're gonna hop right into the actual chapter. We're picking up where we left off in 1048. It's fist in the sky, about to clash with Kaido, conquers Haki coming off of all of it. Kaido's in his molten flame form, burning. I think it's burning drum dragon was the name of it. And the editor note says a fierce hockey clash. Who will prevail? And so we just get ha, and Kaido saying well played as he's being like punched up, and Luffy's kind of like because his hand is obviously burning. Um, and Kaido's just talking away. He's like, I have to hand it to you for coming this far, but you'll never be able to change the world. Okay. And then, okay, we cut into a flashback of Kaido. I knew this was coming, but I didn't realize he is very young here. So I thought it would be like the Rock's flashback. I didn't think it would be. He looks like a child here. So he did it. He may only be 10 years old. So yeah, Kaido is 10 here. So he is literally a child. But that Kaido kid is the strongest soldier around. I'm still itching for more. So this is 46 years ago in the Kingdom of Vodka. So we get confirmed where Kaido is from. I don't think we've heard of the Kingdom of Vodka. But it'll be interesting to see if it comes into relevance anywhere else or if it's just going to be where Kaido was from. Maybe he raised it to the ground. Uh, our nation has no choice but to wage war. The loot we acquire is our only means of paying the celestial tribute. If we fail to do that, we will lose our standing in the world. Why do the and then Kaido is saying, why do the celestial dragons get to boss you around? And there, other people are saying, Kaido, enough. And so okay, we have offered you up for Navy enlistment. You want me to be a government dog? To be blunt, our country can't handle you. So Kaido is like he's way bigger than everyone else, but there's like a bunch of Marines holding him in chains, and the king is saying, "Oh, basically, we're selling you to the government." And the Marines are saying, "If you hand him over now, you are guaranteed a seat at the next reverie." And then Kaido is saying, "I'm not a political bargaining chip, damn it." Yeah, no surprise there that Kaido would feel that way at all. So, and then so Kaido escapes from the ship, and he's worth 70 million berries at like 10 years old. That's insane. Um, so the Marines are saying we already caught him though. Did he really escape again? I heard he gets caught on purpose when he's hungry. A prison ship isn't a buffet. That's yeah, that's very Rayleigh-esque, you know, the way Rayleigh in Sabaody, it was like, oh yeah, he kind of just turns himself in for his bounty and then, you know, takes it and breaks back out again. That's the vibes that Kaido's giving off right now. Um, so we're on Hachinosu Island 44 years ago. So we are getting rocks. So Kaido is after flattening someone out, and there's like the crowd is saying he's so strong. Who the hell is this guy? How can he only be 15? So this is just before God Valley. God Valley was 42 years ago, I think, and this is 44 years ago. So if this is the foundation of the Rocks crew, then that means that the Rocks crew was only around for 2 years, which is a very short time. And we get Whitebeard. saying, "Hey, brat, you want to be a pirate? Rox wants to meet you. What will you do?" I was not expecting to see Whitebeard. Um, we know, well, we can assume, judging off the fact that he wanted to fight him at Marineford and seems to hold a grudge against him. Kaido does not like Whitebeard, like just straight up. So obviously, this is his first introduction to him. I wonder if we'll see like why he doesn't like him, or if it's not actually that he doesn't like him and he wanted to go there to protect him. We don't actually know why Kaido was going to Marineford. It's just assumed that he was going there to fight Whitebeard. Um, so so Kaido joined the Rocks Pirates. They're unstoppable now, and then we have the silhouette of young Big Mom knocking in a door and saying, "Kaido, come quick! It's important. We're going to God Valley." Okay, so we are getting God Valley. Uh, oh, bruh. So we're not getting God Valley. So the flashback skips to after God Valley, and they're saying the rocks have fallen. Are you kidding? With all the monsters on that crew, I heard a marine called Garp beat him. Giving Garp his respect, you love to see it. Uh, and then yeah, no way. I bet their infighting did them in. None of them were team players. And then we have Big Mom, young Big Mom. We actually see her face this time. It looks the same as it has in every other flashback of young Big Mom when she was skinny at like 27 years old, I think. And she's yelling, "Don't screw with me. Where the hell did you go, Kaido?" And then we've the old hag, so Kurazumi Higurashi, I think, saying, 10 years have passed since that incident, Kaido. You're now known as the embodiment of brutality. Kyo, kyo, kyo. So she's talking to Kaido, and King is there as well, and I think that might be Queen over on the other side, but it's like covered by a speech bubble. And then we have the Beast flag, the Beast Pirates flag in the background, so they've already formed their crew. And Higurashi is talking to them and saying, "If you study history, humans have always resorted to brutality to solve the world's problems." And Kaido's just kind of like, he's giving that Jotaro vibes, yare yare the waze. But then again, humans are just like any other animal. Survival of the fittest is our true nature. And so Kaido's responding, he's like, couldn't agree more. From now on, everything will revolve around the former members of the Rocks crews. Weapons shape the world we live in. With that in mind, I have a proposition for you. We know what that proposition is. We've seen it play out in the Odin flashback. Uh, okay, that's not the proposition. Let's show all those peace-loving nobles the hellish reality of war. Yeah. So all the beast pirates are yelling, yeah, and Kaido is saying one's worth can only truly be gauged in battle, where everyone is equal and anarchy reigns free. Pretty metal. Uh, and then so this is within 28 years, 26 years, I want to say, because he says Yamato mentioned Joy Boy, not sure how that brat learned his name. We know Yamato is like 28 years old or something, so around then, obviously this is. But to mention Joy Boy, she has to have Odin's journal, which means. Actually, no, it has to be like 20 years ago at most, because yeah, to actually have Odin's journal to know who Joy Boy is, she'd have to be old enough for Odin to have died already. So this is about 20 years ago, I'd say. Um, and so Kaido says apparently Odin wanted to open Wano to welcome Joy Boy. So yeah, it's after Odin died. Uh, if Joy Boy is the same man that you're waiting for, King, then I know who he is. And King says, "Who is it?" Okay. And then it cuts back to the present day. The clash is about to go down. The Conqueror's hockey is going off. We get we get the remaining member of CP0 Geppoing away from the island. So I'm guessing this is how word gets out about the entire thing. I'm guessing he's going to put on the word, which is going to lead to the overhaul of the Yonkos and the updating bounties. He's going to be the one to say, "Hey, this person won against this person won against this person. This is how this played out and stuff." So that's how the outside world is going to know, like that. Big Mom lost to Law and Kid, and like Frankie and Sasuke's fight, and Jinbei and Who's Who, and all of them. That's how the world's going to know about it, I'm guessing, off of him. And then we have Momo saying Luffy will win, I know it. And Yamato yelling, do it, Momonosuke-kun. And Momo is trying to summon the flame clouds. He's saying, come forth, flame clouds, obey me. Then we cut to the flower capital. They're all like celebrating. They're all screaming like happiness. And they're all letting their lanterns up. And then we cut to the live floor. It's Kid that we see, and he's just like, everyone's like, wow, yeah. And he's like, and he's just kind of rubbing his head. I wonder if he still has a residual concussion from Hawkins slamming his head into a wall repeatedly. So, Sha, what is that racket? So we see Raizo and Jinbei still doing their water shenaniganry. And they're saying the water of Zo shall save everyone. And we see Robin and Brooke underwater, and Brooke saying, Robin sa, glug glug. So that's good to know that Brooke doesn't, uh, Brooke won't like just die if he's in water, because like, obviously, if you're in water, your devil fruit powers can't work, and Brooke's devil fruit power is being alive, so he won't die if he's in water. Um, and we see some Minx and Beppo and Scratchman Apu and Law and Jean Bart. Everyone's just kind of like being pushed by the water towards the live floor, and then we see the samurai and Kawamatsu and Hyogoro and the beast pirates, and there's just like a tsunami of water coming towards them, and they're just kind of looking at it like, what? And we have Usopp, Kinemon, and Kiku, and Hamlet, and Usopp has hold of Kinemon and Kiku, and he's screaming, and Nami, Otama, and Chopper are like, water? And so the water is like flooding off of the island and falling to the ground. We go to the next page, and Kya Osame-chan. Okay, so this is Sanji and the courtesans. Sanji is awake again, and he's saying, "Where did this water come from?" He has a heart for an eye because he's surrounded by courtesans, and he's like trying to save them all, I assume. And then we have Frankie saying, "Careful, you're getting washed away." I don't know who that's to. It's just some figures in the background. I don't really know who that's with, but Frankie has Zoro on his shoulder anyway. And we go to the treasure repository, and so that's Denjiro and Hiyori saying you've done well, really well, to have endured this for so many moons, and Orochi's head is still behind them on the floor burning. And Denjiro just says, Hiyori-sama, we get a flashback of Denjiro first coming to Hiyori, I assume. And Hiyori is just kind of holding him close to her. Um, and so, yeah, the island isn't it falling? So I think the rest of the chapter is what I've had spoiled, besides obviously the knowledge that there was a flashback. Um, so isn't it falling? The flame clouds are gone. Not good. Yeah. So the island is falling out of the sky now. Like the flame clouds have been washed away. They are completely gone. And so Onigashima, it's going to crash, and Momo is looking very worried. And Kaido's saying, "Straw Hat, what kind of world do you wish to make?" Kaido is like, I can't display it because my mouth isn't big enough, but he's after biting Luffy's fist, giant fist, and he's just holding it in his mouth and it's being like crushed, but there's still Conqueror's Hockey going everywhere as well. And Luffy's like, ah, and he's kind of like, he's in pain, like obviously. And Momo is saying flame clouds appear, and he's trying to summon them, and he gets some bit of flame cloud, and yeah, he gets a flame cloud around the island, and the fist is after splitting open Kaido's mouth. So Kaido's mouth is after being pushed back open by the fist, and Luffy says, "A world where Huff Huff, my friends can eat as much as they like." And as he says each word, we get another panel. So Kaido's face. So it directly contacted with his mouth initially, but it was a Conqueror's Hockey Blast, so it wasn't actually physically touching it. Then Kaido's face kind of crumpled to the side, so the fist is just going straight down onto the side of his face, and his eyes are shown in the panel when Luffy says "can eat," and he has no pupils, so he's unconscious by comic book logic, and Yeah, and on the last one, it's just a massive clash. We get a blast of Conqueror's hockey, advanced Conqueror's hockey going out in all directions, and Kaido crumpling. Okay. Luffy says, "That's my kind of world," and he's like yelling. Kaido opens his eyes and he has his pupil, so he's not unconscious yet. But then Luffy finishes the punch and Kaido gets knocked back. His face is gone, like, and then he's falling to the ground. Oh my god! Luffy knocked him into the ground of Wano as opposed to just Onigashima or anything. So Luffy has knocked him all the way from Onigashima down to Wano, and we see some lanterns. We don't see the translations of them, so we don't know what they say. And we get more flashback, like dialogue, and it's King. I know who he is. Who is it? Joy Boy is the man who'll be able to beat me one day. And if that's true, I don't think he'll ever appear. Okay, so we have Kaido after being knocked down to Wano, and as he says it, the dialogue I just said is after being like read out. There's blood coming out of his mouth. He's back on his head, and he's just in a spiral pattern, falling down to the ground. And okay, then we see the actual translations of the balloons that just got sent up. One says, "Please vanquish the scary dragon," and the second one says, "Restore the Kazuki clan." So yeah, kind of speechless. So it looks like Kaido is done. So restore the Kazuki clan. We have only three panels left, so I'll go through them. So we see Onigashima has fallen to the ground just outside the flower capital. Momo managed to get it away, and he collapses to the ground. He looks exhausted, and Luffy is falling down as well. So it looks like Kaido is done. And with it, that kind of means that the chapter is done. And well, the chapter is done, but the arc, obviously we're going to get a post Wano arc, which is going to be the celebration and stuff. But I think unless if like they try to make Rob Lucci and stuff like a actual threat, which I don't think they will, to be honest. Well, by them I mean Oda. I don't think they'll try to make Rob Lucci and stuff an actual threat, but it looks like Wano is finished. Well, there's obviously the wrapping up to be done and stuff, but Kaido is down. He's after giving dialogue about how Joy Boy is going to defeat him. We know Luffy is Joy Boy, so unless if we're going to get what I've been hoping for, which is that Kaido gets back up after a flashback and uses his awakening, at which point we could have even more of a fight, but not on Onigashima, just on the ground. Uh, yeah, that's the end of the chapter. Comment down below what you think is going to happen next week. Thanks for watching. Like if you enjoyed. Consider subscribing if you want more One Piece content. I finished my exams today, so I'll be doing more actual videos, not just chapter reviews, starting as soon as I can. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Peace.